Hello guys, it is Weirdo MB99 here, and some of you may have seen that short little animation I did on physics in Cinema4d, and this is just going to be a quick tutorial on telling you how to do that and showing you how simple it is. And if you're a beginner in Cinema4d, you can do this. It's really unbelievably simple. So first, let's just see here. I'll turn the volume down. So you saw how it goes backwards and stuff. That was all done in a movie editing program. None of that was the actual animation. So here's, in fact, let's go to the original. Okay, so this is the original, no editing, nothing done. So you just press play and you can see all of them falling. And sorry about YouTube, it doesn't like all of these blocks and it will drop the quality a lot. So as you can see, basically all it is a bunch of blocks that are all stacked, and they are basically just hitting the ground and doing what they would do if it was in the real world and you had this. So let's get started here. First, let's go and do Cinema4d here. Just go do your render settings. So okay, so for this we're just going to do 720p. You can do it in 1080, whatever you'd like. Ooh, wow, you just went upside down. Okay, so first what you're going to do is you need to bring in a cube and make it any size you would like. If you want to look nice and fluid like I did, not so blocky, 10 by 10 by 10 is usually a very good size for that. So take our block here, and now we are going to go to MoGraph here and click on Cloner. Now we're going to put the cube inside Cloner, and you will see it instantly creates 3 cubes. So now let's get to that stack that we want. So what we are going to do here, and this, if you don't have a very powerful computer, it will lag your computer a lot, and it even lags mine, and I have a pretty decent computer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to grid array, and you'll see it converts it into a simple rig, and then it has the count here. So what I did was 10 by 10, and then I did 10 by 10 by 10, and you can see that they're all spaced out. And now we are going to actually take this middle one and we're going to drive it up, and that's basically what I did. So I had mine at 500 on each of the 3 towers that I had. So, but for this tutorial, since I don't want to lag too much, we're just going to put it at 50. But you'll see right now that all of these blocks, see it's already lagging a little bit, all these blocks are inside each other. And we don't want that, because once you turn on, once we add the simulation tag, which will make these fall, they will all just shoot in random directions because they are inside each other, and they'll just shoot out like rockets. So what we're going to do here is just take it up and up and up and up, and now we are going to bring the whole thing up. Okay, and basically what you want here is you don't want to be you want to have a nice bit of space in between each one. So in fact, let's take, since I don't want it to be lagging the whole time, let's take it down to 20. So you can see there's space in between all of them. That's actually probably a little bit too much space. Let's get them a little bit closer together. Ooh, wrong one. So let's go up here, take this, bring it down. Alright, so now they each have a nice space in between each other. Let's take it down. Okay, and let's bring it pretty close to the floor. And speaking of that, let's go to create, go to environment, and make a floor for ourselves. And let's just add a simple material to that. Let's just make it white. Oh. And a cool thing you can do is just add, not transparency, but reflection, and bring that down to about like 15%, somewhere around there. And let's just add that to the floor there. So now if we render, ooh, is that a light? There we go. Okay, so now if we render, we will see our floor there. And you will also see the cubes. But as you can see, if we press play, nothing's happening, the cubes are just sitting there. But that's because we haven't added any simulation tags to them yet. So right now, basically, they're just going to be floating there. So what we're going to do now is go to Cube, not Cloner. You have to have Cloner open. Go to Cube, Open, and go to Simulation Tag and click Rigid Body. Now, if we did this on Cloner and clicked Rigid Body, what would happen is the whole thing acts as one, and it will move as one. So we don't want that. So let's go back to the beginning of your animation. Now bring it back up. Now take that off. Go to Cube underneath Cloner, and go to Simulation Tags and click Rigid Body. And now they're all separate, but the problem is now they're falling through the floor. So we're going to go to Floor, right click, Simulation Tags, and go to Collider Body. And this is going to make them collide. And as you can see, they're smashing out. And if you have an insane amount like I did, I wouldn't even press play. In fact, when I was actually making that animation, I did this, where you couldn't even see the Cloner, and I set it up without even being able to see it. And that was because it would have taken me, it's just extremely annoying when your camera's glitching out. So that's something you might want to do. So now that's basically it. So now basically let's just add a camera, put it here. Let's go to Cinema4d tags and put a protection tag on that. Now we can't accidentally move it. So now what we are going to do is let's make a new material for the blocks. And I don't know, let's just make a simple color here. Red. Add a little bit of reflection to it. And I don't know, you can leave specular on, I guess. So now we're just going to drag that to the cubes. It's on the cubes now. And now let's just play it halfway through and then render that frame. There we go, it looks pretty cool. Let's go to Render Settings, Effect, let's go to Ambient Occlusion. And if you are rendering something like I rendered, I would not recommend using these, especially not Global Illumination, because you will be sitting there for 3 days while this is rendering. So as you can see, if you use these, it's going to take a while. But if you're doing just one still frame, or maybe just, I don't know, a few frames, maybe you could do this. And as you can see, it looks pretty cool. We have a cool effect there. And if we keep playing it, all the blocks will spread out and go all over the place. And you can take this a step above what I did. You can make cool like buildings and stuff. I've seen I don't know why, but mostly it's done in Blender, where people have cool buildings and you see them crash. But you can have so much fun with this. So now let's go to the next part of this tutorial, and that's going to be filling a bowl with marbles. So let's just take everything that we have here, and we're going to get rid of it. And now what we're going to do is let's create a sphere. Alright, and let's bring the radius up to, let's say, 500. So 500, and you'll see it gets pretty big. Let's bring that up. Alright, now let's go to segments and put it near, like, I don't know, 50. And this just makes it look better as the marbles are going into it. So now what we're going to do here is we are going to convert our sphere into a polygon by hitting that there. And we are going to go here, and instead of live selection, click rectangular selection. And what we're going to do here is when you click rectangular selection, go over here, this menu will pop up, and uncheck only select visible elements, and this will let you go through the whole sphere. So again, I'm just going to select those at the top and press backspace, and now you will see we have a hollow bowl. So, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go to New Material, and just add Transparency, check off Specular, and this will create for us basically nothing. Well, it looks like nothing. So let's just render that, and we see nothing. That's what we wanted. So now let's go to Create and make another floor again, and just make sure your sphere is above the floor, or else that would look pretty funky. So go there, you can move it up. Okay. Anyway, let's go to simulate, and then go to particles, and we're going to go to emitter. And now we are going to drag the emitter up and position it above. You can see which side the particles are going out if you press play. So we're going to want that side, and we're going to take it and we are going to point it down at the bowl. So now if you press play, those particles are going to go down in there. But as you can see, if you render, there is still nothing there. So that's because it's not actually making anything. So now what we are going to do is we are going to create this time we are going to make a sphere, and let's bring the radius down to 10. Let's see how that looks. Get back down there. Sphere, and yep, that's about what we want. Now we're going to drag sphere into the emitter, and under emitter, click on emitter and check show objects, and that will give us spheres coming out. But again, as you can see, the objects are not really having any physics. So simple fix, go to sphere, simulation tags, and rigid body, and then go to our transparent sphere here, and go to right click, simulation tags, and collider body. But this step right here is very important, do not forget it. Go to collision, under the tag, and under shape, go to click on that and click on static mesh. Now without that, it would bounce, they would be going crazy inside there because it would still think that it is a full sphere. So now if we press play, you can see them falling. But right now our animation is too short, so I have mine going in seconds, so let's change it to 60 seconds and drag that out. Now under emitter, go to lifetime, and we're going to change that to 60, and start and stop, we want start to still be at 0, but stop will be at 60, and let's press play, and there you go. Our spheres are going to be filling the bowl, and they are going to continue doing that. So now if we render, oh, that's why I wasn't seeing anything really. I forgot I still have global illumination and stuff on, so let's edit our render settings and take off these two. Now if we render, yes, there we go. That's why it wasn't working earlier. Let's go to a light, bring a light up, pull that back, and up here. So now we click that, and there we go. Now let's add a shadow for added effect. There we go. And now if we keep playing, they are going to continue filling the sphere. But right now it's like, oh, this is taking forever. So we can speed up that process by going to emitter. First, let's make our emitter a little bit bigger. So go to emitter and change the X and Y size. Now go back to particle, go to that, and let's bring this up to like 50. Let's press play. There we go. That's a lot more coming out of there. So now let's go to speed, and we can change that to something like 10. Let's bring our animation back, and let's see. How's it doing? It's still not fast enough for me. Let's go to speed and change it to 50. So bring that back, play again. It's looking much better. Let's go change this to 100. Oh, this is gonna be great. Okay. And as you can see, our spheres are going to slowly fill up this bowl. And you can just bring those things up. Actually, let's make the emitter here actually smaller, because that will give it more of, I don't know, a cool effect, kind of. Bring it up and turn it this way. and they are going to continue filling still. So let's go back, and you can play around with this. Whatever you think looks best is what is best. So let's change this to 150. Ooh, this is a lag. Oh, look at that. You know what? I'm gonna be risky, and let's go to 250. And this is just what it's all about, playing with it. What do you think looks good? That's a little bit too much. Let's change speed to 100. Okay. And now it is going to start filling the bowl extremely fast. Not really extremely. But you see how some of them are coming out the back and they're clumping up. All you have to do there to fix that is let's take the speed down here, and let's bring this up to 200. And now if we stop, go back to the beginning. There we go. Now it's not bouncing out the back anymore because they're being forced out quicker. Let's go to speed down here and bring it to 300. And this is what it's all about, just playing with it, thinking, finding what you think looks nice. There we go. We have a nice stream going out, and if you render this animation, you will slowly see it filling. So I'll pause and resume the video when this is a little bit full to show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, I'm back, and as you can see, we're getting a cool little effect of the balls that are filling the bowl. And I only played it for a few seconds because it was really starting to lag my computer, but with something like this, you're going to have to do what I did with the cubes, where you get it set up to where you think you're going to have it, and then you actually render the whole thing out and test it from there. And something like this isn't really something that you're going to be able to play out the whole thing on your computer. But right now, as you can see, it's filling pretty fast. I'm only at frame 306, and I'm running 30 frames per second. So, and it's already that full. So that's basically all. I'll have these animations play out afterwards. That's all in this tutorial. If it helped you, please like. And if you really like my videos, I'll have a lot more of these tutorials coming out lately. Please like and subscribe if you really liked it. So, thank you. See ya.
Baby, please.